Hi and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk about your emotions and money. So money isn't always just about numbers, it's also about emotion. What comes up when you think about money and how you feel when you think about money can seriously impact your finances and how you manage your money. In this video I'm going to ask you one question and I want you to answer the first thing that you can think of for the answer, and don't overthink it because you should know the answer without really thinking too much. What is the first emotion that hits you when you think about your finances? And A is calm and in control, B is anxious or fearful, C is indifferent or avoidant, or D is excited but sometimes impulsive. So be honest, lock in your answer, think about the question, I'll ask it again. What is the first emotion that hits you when you think about your finances? A, calm and in control, B, anxious or fearful, C, indifferent or avoidant, or D, excited but sometimes impulsive. So type in your answer below and I'm going to give you what I think that you need to do for your next steps depending on how you answered the question, because it really does matter. Like how you feel about money will determine how you handle your money. And I don't think a lot of people think about it. They just think, oh well, I don't have enough money, so that's that. But you have to change your mindset a little bit to help you with your money. Like, I've read so many different books, but this particular question is really interesting to me because it does answer a lot of, if you can switch your mindset around, which you can. So I've written all of this down because it's easier for me to read it to you right now because there's so much to dig deep into in this one question. But if you answered that you were in calm and in control, then that is actually amazing because you obviously don't have any strong emotion. You already have everything handled. Likely means you've got systems in place and you probably have a budget as well and some savings and you feel empowered by your money. And that is a really good thing. And usually when people are that way, it feels good. You can start investing, or maybe you're already investing. What's the next level for you? And that's what you really need to think about. Like, if you're empowered by your money, are you investing? Are you doing the right things to retire younger maybe, or increase your savings rate? You can build towards your longer term goals, but you are pretty much amazing and in control, and that is good. That's what we all want to be because it feels good to not have to worry about your finances. But if you answered anxious or fearful, you're basically not alone because a lot of people answer that way. So don't feel like, oh no, I didn't answer the best answer, because stress is real. Money stress is absolutely real. A lot of people have it, especially with like debt and rising cost of everything and not knowing where your money is going. A lot of people don't know. So what I recommend, if you're in that category and you answered B, anxious or fearful, that you should just start by making a simple budget, because obviously you don't want an elaborate one. If you're fearful or anxious, just make a really simple budget. Start by having an emergency fund, even if it's just $10 a week to save. Just start one. If you haven't started one before, start one. This is just a few tips to help you, master your finances a bit more. And then number 3, talk to someone, a friend or coach, or even a financial counselor. Just take little small actions to help you get more confidence, I guess, in your finances, because it will help you feel more empowered if you do take control. So that was my tips on that. So obviously if you answered it indifferent or avoidant, then that's your brain protecting you from overwhelm, because you obviously don't want to deal with your finances. You want it to go away, but it's not going to go away. I'm just here to tell you now, like, if you don't actually start looking into it, it's probably going to get worse if you just avoid it, because it's just not going to help anything. So what I recommend in those situations, if you answered C, like indifferent or avoidant, is that you should probably start setting up, or if you haven't already, like automatic savings or payment of bills so that you don't have to think about it as much. So make sure, like, when you get paid, that you're automatically paying your debts or paying your car payment or whatever it is. And then I would recommend also picking at least once a month to check in with your finances, just to make sure that you're not avoiding it. You can't just avoid things, because they'll just get worse, and you might have had all these subscriptions that you're paying for and you didn't realise, and that's going to hurt you more. And what I would do also is get an app to track your spending so that you don't have to do it yourself, because obviously you've been avoiding doing it. You don't want to put all the work in, maybe, and you don't want to manually do it. But if you have an app, you can definitely track your spending without putting as much effort in. So you're still kind of avoiding it, but you're doing little steps to get yourself further along, to help yourself be more empowered with your money later. So just little steps to begin with. And if you answered D, excited but sometimes impulsive, if that's how you answered, you actually have a healthy money spark, at least. You probably are one of these people that are maybe, into some maybe side hustles, or maybe even into a little bit of investing, but you just don't have structure in your style yet with dealing with money, which, excitement can cost you, because you can actually impulsively buy something without thinking about it, and then later think, oops, I did that impulsively. So basically, maybe if you're thinking of buying like a big purchase or something, take a step back and think about it first. Like, say, oh, I'm not doing that, I'm not going to buy that, I'm going to wait 24 hours and then think about it. So just give yourself the 24 hours. So just start small again, and just give yourself that 24 hours to think about whether you want to purchase this big item. And I have another tip: separate some fun money in your budget. So if you've got a budget, separate some fun money so that you have like that guilt-free spending, so that you don't impulsively buy. You have a plan at least to buy stuff, because at least that way you won't do it impulsively as much. You'll be a little bit more thinking about it, because you have the fun money set aside, and that's not going to hurt your budget. So I would separate your savings accounts with the travel account and goes and fun, so you can stay motivated without going overboard. That way you won't be as impulsive, and it's just going to give you little baby steps to get to being more empowered. And maybe next time, in 6 months from now, you might answer A and say calm instead, which would be amazing. I would love that for everyone. Basically, whatever letter you picked is fine, is what it is. It's just a matter of knowing your emotions and knowing how you feel, so that it doesn't hinder you and that it actually can help you. That knowing how you feel about your money, you can switch your mindset by little baby steps to help you progress and get better and in dealing with your money. Let me ask you again, what emotion do you feel when you think about money, and what is one small change that you can make this week to help you do better with your finances? So drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope this helped you a little bit in some way. And I've got so many things that I want to share with you on this channel, and I hope that you'll consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.